With the SML getting the cease and desist order from Nintendo out of all people, and in my opinion 5 years too late, the amazing plushies we all come to know and love for over 10 years have sadly departed from the channel forever. And since the plushies have long since disappeared, we got the transformation of the plushies to the humanized version of the characters. And to put it in a gentlemanly way,
fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.
Pretty much. Now, while I would love to have a field day about how the puppet designs are absolutely horrifying, with just unfitting to the characters that they reside in, the internet has long since done that for me. And admittedly, I kinda got used to it at this point. No, don't get me wrong, I still fucking hate these designs, but I long since got desensitized to them. And no offense to WH dude, since this is the only time I'll ever get to actually say this. All due respect, man, back then you went too far. We get it, man. You hate the puppets, I hate the puppets, we all hate the puppets. And I'm not trying to open up old wounds or start anything, I promise, but you didn't need to hammer in the nails so crudely. It's like, no offense, but it's just been a year and a half of you complaining about the puppets over and over and over and over.
This battle again and again and again until we're both dead.
Oh wait, I already used that joke. But I'm not trying to open up old wounds or anything, I promise. In fact, you're a chill guy. I like to chat with you sometime. Honestly, you're a cool dude outside your content, but low-key, try to do some stuff outside of just streaming games all the time, mate. Now then, I don't hear people talk about ever actually is how Super Mario Logan's content is nowadays. I'm sure it's obvious to most people and those who have watched him long standing like me, but the content is a different horse of a different color of a different breed entirely. But that's the understatement of the lifetime. But I would like a more in-depth explanation and research on how the content differed from pretty much any era of SML's history. So, what are you waiting for? What's the first thing you come to for an SML video every few days? Story? Comedy? Even though that's an unsolved mystery as to where all the humor of the show went. Character development? Which is also more invisible than my IQ level. Personally, I love me a good story. I'm a storytelling type of guy. If an interesting and attractive story manages to grab me throughout the entirety, I'm all hooked and I'm wanting more of it. Some of the best SML stories of all time are either emotional, humorous, or simply unique. The Magical Button and military sequels were practically the most emotional videos ever made for SML. And personally, the Kool-Aid Problem, Black Yoshi Chicken Sandwich, The Pass Machine, those are just some examples on the top of my head of some of the most funniest SML videos ever made. What if you were to say the storytelling aspect are completely random without the comedy or heartfelt moments of the characters where you flat out hate everyone? That's how I describe the videos the last 2 years. Although you can kind of say that this problem started ever since 2017. But 2020 was where this really became more noticeable. Almost no creativity, and the videos were just so uninspiring. Either they are completely random and underdeveloped, they have been so done to death that they all mix in a sea of advanced blandness, or they're just not good ideas. I mean, how many times are we gonna have a story about Mario? Yes, fuck Marvin, fuck the Marvin character, I'm calling him Mario. Nintendo, suck my dick. How many times are we gonna have the same story of Mario becoming jealous because of another guy showing up who just so happens to be another ex-boyfriend of Rosalina? Rosalina is the thought of the entire galaxy, I swear. How many times are we gonna get the same story of Jeffy wanting something and making Mario's life a living hell? How many times do we need to have Goodman wanting Mario to watch an important and rare item, only for Jeffy to destroy it? And how many videos are we going to get that are parodies of good movies that I should be watching instead of watching SML for this video? Oh, and special credits to these great ideas. There is the video with the lunch lady, where the lunch lady, a 70-year-old woman, tries dating Jeffy and stalks him, a 17-year-old boy. There is the video, Handsome Jeffy, with Jeffy, now 18 years old, is being surrounded, being kissed by underage girls. There's the video, Pregnant Jeffy, where Jeffy gets pregnant by Junior. Logan. Shaggy's long-distance cousin. Are you trying to kill your channel? Probably willingly. I am so sick of hearing that fucking Ace joke! I will give it the smallest, minuscule amount of credit that some ideas are creative, question mark, like the video where the Fairy Odd Parents appeared, but the stories are practically unsatisfying, they're repetitive, or they're just so uninspired for the mediocrity and awful stories. But I said partially this is the reason why the stories are bad. What's the other reason? Well, the poison of any type of story. Filler. No one likes their time being wasted when being immersed in the story, am I right? And SML is no secret to filler. Remember the car scene in the Super Mario Logan movie which served no purpose and was a complete 2 minutes waste of time? Remember the pink couch where, yeah, practically the entire video can be described as filler, with one joke being the entire thing? Remember the Super Mario Logan movie again, where the first 20 minutes nothing happened until finally the moment we waited for, with Mario getting kidnapped, only for the car scene to get in the way? Filler is just an element that can easily destroy a story, especially if it's a story that has so much potential only to be interrupted with running gags, pointless moments, or unfunny humor. And spoiler for the last segment, but every time a Nintendo animation shows up, you already know the story is gonna come to a complete halt because it's just Brooklyn guy ranting for 6 minutes again. Logan doesn't really seem to think these ideas through, and he didn't seem to really consider the audience's time. But then again, the main demographic of the channel are unborn zygotes who are just struggling with their multiplication tables, so what the hell do I know? Gotta wave the keys in the kid's face with horrible animation to keep them entertained instead of a good story. So there's the poor storytelling aspect, and filler that tends to make the episodes horrible or mediocre. But what's the other reason episodes can turn from bad to unenjoyable? Now then, the thing that is incredibly noticeable, at least for me, but this also can be said for almost every single character for a set amount of years, but it is especially in these modern videos where the characters are so unforgivably annoying, where practically every single character gets on your nerves, that the stories and the jokes just suffer greatly, and it's all thanks to the characters. Junior is the most guilty of this subject, as sure, he is designed to be the stupid leader who controls the gang, and don't get me wrong, he's never been my favorite character. I'm not gonna lie, he's never been my favorite. Even in some of the best Junior videos, he's never been my favorite character. But he can be passable and somewhat tolerable. But now I outright hate Junior. I see no redeeming qualities in Junior. I ultimately despise Junior, but I really hate him just about every second he appears in. He is incredibly mean-spirited all around, he's more selfish and more malicious than ever, he's such a horrible friend to Cody especially, and treats him terrible any possible way in every way possible. It's such a running joke since forever, but every video you see Cody in, Junior and Joseph just tag team on Cody. Where is the friendship? Where is the bond they used to share? The worst Junior videos of the era, in my opinion, is Junior Walks In, where of course Junior treats Cody like trash, and I consider this worse than Cody's birthday. Joseph actually used to have a personality of his own, where he would not always side with Junior and was more of a middleman between Junior and Cody. But now, for some reason, he gets offended every time someone says the N-word or something close to it. I'm not even joking, he does this a lot. Lavelle, is there something you want to tell us, buddy? Joseph is just Junior, but with a darker inflection. Cody hasn't changed that much, I'm gonna be honest, and I still love Chris in his performance. Though I will agree the homosexual jokes are dialed up to 15 when they should have just stopped at a 5. Also, Cody is the most tortured victim nowadays. Literally the most tortured character in the entire series. Literally, there's something always happening to him. Something always harms Cody physically, and he has so many near-death experiences happening to him. It's Logan prejudice against nerds or something. There's the video where he gets his stomach burned inside of him after eating a potato chip. There's the video that he gets his face melted in hot water after a gum gets stuck in his hair. There's the video where he gets into a insane asylum after Junior creates an NFT or something. There's another video, I don't remember it because there's so many of these videos, especially this year, but it's another video where Cody gets hurt for some reason. Cody also gets arrested so many times by the cops in the video where people think Cody is the twin of a prisoner or something. Cody's just going through it, man. And do not get me started on this star-loving, universe-thoughting, space fanatic bitch over here. I cannot stand Rosalina one bearable second. If there was 2 girls in the universe that I had to choose between her or the other one, show me the other one. Rosalina is the mother who always defends Jeffy in his antics, turns on Mario at any chance. She's the reason Mario is unhappy, and she doesn't care. When episodes focus on their relationship, you can expect her to go on a date with her ex-boyfriend while her husband is in the room. And there'll be episodes where Rosalina accused Mario of cheating. Well, this is the same girl who will flirt in front of her ex-boyfriend while her husband is there. And when episodes focus on Jeffy, you can bet your sweet baby she's gonna defend Jeffy all around. You know, this is relationship goals, kids. A spouse that causes you depression and drives you mentally insane in the membrane. The characters are the driving force of bad videos and just makes episodes so unenjoyable. And then there's this mentally fucked up individual. If you thought Jeffy's parents, Jeffy's foster home, and Jeffy's 18th birthday was gonna make Jeffy into a better character,
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen!
it's extremely hard to even explain what his character is anymore. Of course he's more destructive and stupid, but even still, he is the toughest nut to crack because I can't even tell you what's wrong with him. He unintentionally causes trouble and causes the catalyst of these videos. And Jeffy's laptop, he intentionally destroyed Goodman's laptop. He turns himself into a sheep and Jeffy the sheep, but then it turns out he also didn't turn into a sheep. He turned himself into a zombie and Jeffy the zombie, only it turned out he wasn't a zombie. And then there's just too many other things to list, but yeah, Jeffy long since lost any likability left in him. No disrespect to Lance, but I just don't like the character. And then there's Mario. He is the most changed character. He used to be generic, but in a lovable way. You know, he actually cared when people was hurt and tried to do the right thing. But nowadays, he would do anything for money, even if it includes hurting people in the process, and he doesn't even care. He's willing to lie to his friends and even throw people under the bus for money. I'm not kidding. He lies to Brooklyn Guy and Brooklyn Guy the babysitter, saying he will hang out with him while he's really going on a date with Rosalina. He was willing to kill Goodman for millions of dollars. He was also willing to kill Goodman's dad for millions of dollars. And he wanted to kill Rosalina's ex-boyfriend who was a lifeguard, even though after he saved Jeffy from drowning. And finally, Brooklyn Guy. Honestly, I do not have much to say about Brooklyn Guy. I always debated in my head for years, how did he change? I kinda think he's a good comparison to Plankton, where when all the other characters of SpongeBob changed drastically in the horrible seasons, Plankton stayed practically the same throughout the entire time, and I compared that with Brooklyn Guy. I mean, sure, in his older videos he used to be just a normal person, you know, he was just overly sarcastic, but he was still funny. But nowadays, he's not overly serious like he used to, and he's kind of more goofy, but I'm not gonna lie, I still like Brooklyn Guy a lot. And dare I say, Brooklyn Guy is literally the only saving grace in modern SML now. and that's only in part to Chris. Besides being overly goofy, Brooklyn Guy still remains sarcastic and funny. And now, while on the subject of characters, no rocket science is needed to explain the effect of having only Junior-centered videos and Jeffy-centered videos. It is repetitive as all hell. We can use some old fan favorites to break the stalemate of seeing the old characters, but that's the thing, we don't really get that. Now, I know why Logan doesn't use the old characters, or at least I can theorize why he thinks he can't use them. I think Logan's under the impression that if he uses Shrek and Woody, he might also be targeted by DreamWorks and Pixar. However, it seems likely he used Shrek in a video, and no consequences have occurred. And as for Woody and Shrek, I heard Logan is getting them humanized, so that should be great. Oh, and there was actually one character I forgot to talk about. And that's because I was never a fan of this character, and he kind of disappeared for almost 2 years. But they actually changed Black Yoshi from a Yoshi to a full-on dinosaur. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of Black Yoshi, so I don't really care for his return. But at least it brings some acknowledgement to its existence. Nothing more to say, just letting you know that we really need to break up the Junior and Jeffy formula, which is definitely needed. And now for the new characters. A smaller topic, but I think it matters because when the old characters are already unbearable to make the videos bad, the newer characters make the decision all the more wiser to change the video.
Jesus, Jonathan, you're making a scene at a funeral. You're embarrassing yourself.
Shut up, you bastard! She never loved you! She only loved me!
On the subject of old characters that have ultimately derailed from likability, we have the misfortune of Jonathan, Brooklyn Guy's brother, and I actually hate this guy with every fiber in my goddamn being. He's an annoying character with every appearance he's in. Every single one. Let's start with the grading aspect. His voice. He sounds like Stacy from Zoe 101, except less appealing to the eyes and an insult to my ears. Jonathan's the new character who is shortly put in a few words annoying, aggravating, and creepy. His appearances always involve him hitting on Brooklyn Guy's wife, talking about his love for his mom, and their love goes to Chris Chan levels. But that's not all. For a few videos we had Brooklyn Guy's mother, who exists only and only to talk about how much she hates Brooklyn. I feel bad for Brooklyn Guy. He's gotta deal with Chris Chan for a brother, and he gotta deal with the mother from hell. I feel bad for this man. Oh, and speaking of Brooklyn Guy, I forgot to mention Karen, but yeah, fuck Karen too. She is the reason why most of these videos existed. It's like, you think she would know her husband by now? How much of his life is hell because of her and partially due to his family? And she's the one who encouraged him to go to his family, despite the fact that she knows how horrible they are. Do you know the worst part is? And do you know what I just finally realized? Nintendo probably gets paid thousands of dollars from Logan for doing these shitty ass animations that has always been done since 2017. 5 fucking years. And it never changes up. I said this 3 years ago, but if people actually pass it off as the Mona Lisa, and people actually think this is the peak of art in history, then the fucking sneaker looks like someone accidentally sneezed while using MS Paint and created this masterpiece. If this is the pinnacle of art, then I don't want to be an artist anymore, bro. I would say he tries, but how can you even call this an attempt if he never tries at all? Nintendo's uninspiring art has been the overload in the last few months. Shit, even my man Quaymax in his latest video shares my sentiments exactly.
Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I just hope and pray. I just pray and hope that there's no Nicktoon animation.
So earlier today I was patrolling in the park, right?
Oh
It was a
man,
beautiful day. So I was
ain't
just
no
walking around.
Let's not beat around the bush. Nintendo's trash. Pack it up, keep your day job, go home. It's over. It's finished. Kablinde. This is an insult to actual animation and art. No, I'm gonna continue. Actually, no. You know, actually, no. Let's think about this for a second. Honest thought, genuine thought. Logan makes millions every month, right? And even more millions every year. He has more of an average budget to hire a more experienced artist out there for his content to make his videos more watchable. Or hell, he could just hire a better artist to make redesigns for his human puppets. We're talking about the guy who literally makes more money compared to doctors. What is stopping Logan from hiring a better artist? Laziness? Does he like the way his channel is and listen to the yes men of the unborn zygotes? What's stopping him from finding a better artist? Especially when people have constantly told Logan to hire a new artist for 5 years. Logan is basically holding everyone hostage unless he hires a new artist. Not to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't have been far off from calling this like 2021 or 2022 problems, but the reason why this era has no end is because, well, unlike other eras where at least you can tell when the era ends, this era is going to span for a literal forever. Logan is stuck with the human puppets. People gotta get used to that idea, no matter how disgusting they are. And Logan's content has tanked beyond belief, and in my opinion, it will just continue to tank. I know Logan for 6 years now, and he is the king of repeating your mistake. You know how when your parents tell you to try to fix your mistakes? I've never seen someone willingly fuck themselves harder than Logan. He had so many chances to improve himself. Whether it was his massive ego, whether it was trying to listen to his fans who wanted him to create better content, whether it was the Patreon scam where, I mean, let's be honest, Logan fucked himself so hard in that drama. There's the fact that Logan even made the human puppets to begin with without even considering how they look. There's the fact that Logan even mocked his fans, some of his long-standing fans who've been there since day one. So many factors slowly but surely led their way to this. The cease and desist thing, the final coffin, and Logan's attempt to revive his channel. If Logan would have just listened to people, practically none of this would ever happen. And sure, Logan might be comfortable with what he's making now, even though his viewership has tanked so low than has it ever been before. But don't take this from myself. A lot of people have left Logan. WH Dude, GameCube Dude, Kushwa, the SMR. These are practically the most famous faces that has ever reviewed SML. And when these people left, a lot of people left too. And sure, we have some new faces like Prince Charming, Nate P. Fleming, and Quaymax, which I watch all three often and I'm just a fan of their content, but I'm not gonna judge them if they're like SML. But respectively, I get them just more critical because this show should be treated as, well, a show, and it should be judged as a show. Seriously, out of all the PlushTube channels out there, Logan is the most famous and he has practically the most highest budget, and Logan has the most highest production value out of any of them. He's literally number one in that aspect, no matter how trash his content is now. But what I'm really trying to say, Logan's content is not gonna get better in my opinion because I've been there for 6 years. I've seen the slow decline of insanity his content has went through. Sure, he may improve for a small bit, but he always went back down. Maybe he felt the need to not listen to anybody else's criticism. Maybe he was just comfortable with the way his content was. Either way, it doesn't stop the fact that his content has become so unenjoyable for most people, and me too. Well, that's the puppet era video. And honestly, this era doesn't even have an end, so this era is going to span until the day SML unfortunately dies. What do you think of SML now? I'd love to know in your comments. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and take care.